Well, it needs to be treated as a treaty. It's certainly that significant. Under the Constitution, a treaty has to go before the Senate. The Senate has to give a 2/3 vote of approval. That was the way to handle this.
All right, Dick Cheney speaking to me just moments ago. Joining us now on the Malzberg panel, Jane Velez-Mitchell, founder of JaneUnchained.com, author of the New York Times bestseller Exposed, The Secret Life of Jodi Arias, and Stacy Washington, host of Stacy on the Right show, StacyOnTheRight.com. All right, ladies, let's start with you, Stacy. Of course, the Senate did not handle it as a treaty. They gave that away with the Corker bill. The president now apparently has the votes to override any veto in the Senate, and plus, apparently there's talk now, with the vice president addressed this, that they might not even take a vote. It might not get past the 60-vote threshold to kill a filibuster. It's insane.
It is insane, but why should we be surprised? I mean, we've always had this going on with this president where he feels like he's above the Congress, he's above the Senate, and he doesn't have to get their permission. So this is a treaty. It's supposed to go through them. It's not going to, and it's a shame for the American people.
Jane, I mean, being on the side of this treaty, it must be, well, I guess it's not hard for you, but it just doesn't, it defies common sense.
Look, you start playing semantics when you're losing. That's what the former vice president did. This is a big win for Obama. It's not perfect. Sure, I'm troubled by the idea that they get 24 days notice for a verification visit, but what's the alternative? They're only a couple of months away from having a full-fledged nuke. What are we going to do? Bomb Iran?
Well,
okay, because if you bomb Iran, you could start World War III.
Really? And if you trust Iran,
that would be great for ISIS. Boy, ISIS would love that. That would be a great recruiting tool. All the hardliners who are trying to recruit people based on Satan America would certainly have a brand new argument.
We are rewarding the biggest sponsor of terrorism around the world. We're giving them billions of dollars. They go to war with Israel every couple of years through their proxy Hezbollah. They've overthrown the government in Yemen. They're killing Americans and holding Americans as we speak.
So you're saying right now you would bomb Iran if you were president of the United States.
Stacy, I'm saying that sometimes you have to go to war when you're dealing with a country that's evil.
Being strong is the smart situation here. We don't do our foreign policy based on how other people feel. What we're supposed to do is have our foreign policy, have our peace through strength, because we're stronger and we have the better ideas and we have the better policy positions. But in this case, we've had our red lines, we've had everybody stomp on those, and now we're going to govern through feelings on our foreign policy, and that's how we got this bum deal.
Consider how other people feel, because we went into a feelings don't matter in war. We were going to be welcomed with open arms, and we were celebrating. Mission accomplished, not.
This is about a country that we're giving IS intercontinental ballistic missiles to, and they could hit us with those missiles. Forget what they could do to Israel.
No missile shields.
They can unleash a nuke.
They're such good guys, those Iranians. We really should give them the benefit of the doubt.
Or we could have turned it to a sheet of glass, and we could be talking about something else right now.
That's true. All right, let's move on, and let's talk about Kentucky. The law clerk in Kentucky is still refusing to issue marriage licenses to gay couples. Now, she's not issuing them to anybody. She has to appear in federal court tomorrow, Stacy. Many believe that this is just the first step, that they'll be coming after churches and synagogues and any religious institution that says marriage is between a man and a woman, and they'll threaten them with their tax-exempt status.
Well, I don't like the fact that she has to lose her job in order to stand up for her beliefs, but she's clearly of the mindset that she's going to carry this all the way through. She's not afraid, and I respect that. She has a position. She's sticking with it. She's not issuing marriage licenses to anyone, and there is a move to get this moved up to a different area of their government so that they don't have to issue them at all. That's not passed yet, but I respect what she's doing.
The Supreme Court has said same-sex marriage is the law of the land. This woman should be impeached. She should be held in contempt. She should be thrown in jail. They should get somebody else in there to issue marriage licenses. I'm gay. If I want to marry somebody I love now, the Supreme Court has said that's legal. I'll give you an example.
Go to another person and get the marriage license. Why do you have to get it from her?
It just sounds really intolerant.
Let me give you an example.
Yes,
I'm a vegan. I believe meat eating is immoral. So if I'm in her position, I can deny anybody who comes up there wanting to get married because they eat meat? No, it's ridiculous. Everybody has their personal beliefs.
But if you said no meat for me,
do your job on the
Jane,
job.
if you said no meat for me, I would just go buy my meat someplace else. I would just say, thanks, Jane, I appreciate you, and I'd go get it somewhere else.
They should not
They can get their marriages licenses elsewhere.
Jane, let me ask you a question.
Ridiculous.
Jane, let me ask you a question. Should churches lose their tax-exempt status if they preach from the pulpit that marriage is between a man and a woman?
I think if you do whatever you want to do in church, you can do in church. I do believe that we have to have a separation of church and state, and conservatives should celebrate that. This is not happening inside a church. It's happening inside a government building. This is a woman who is supposed to issue marriage licenses. She's not doing her job.
Well, I disagree, and I think that this is a very, very slippery slope that we're going down here. 10 seconds each. Stacy, Black Lives Matter, a hate group?
I would say their rhetoric of late has sounded a lot like a hate group. I would not call them a hate group, but I think they need to tone down their language.
Jane?
They're not doing anybody any favors.
I think that nobody should be stereotyped. We have to start looking at everybody as human beings. We've got to start showing compassion, and we've got to bring down the rhetoric because innocent people are dying left and right.
All right, and they say kill cops. We're coming back, folks, with Gabriel Sherman, Trump, and Romney. Don't go away.